This is the George Washington Diamond Dollar Bill ring. The original dollar bill rings I made have gotten a lot of comments, so I thought I'd show you this neat variant. Okay, as usual, I recommend that you start with a nice crisp dollar bill. This is not a very crisp dollar bill, but it is the last one I have with me today, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. I've folded it a few times already, so there's already some lines in there, but it'll work for demonstration purposes. First thing you need to do is make sure that George Washington is facing down. That'll guarantee that his face is on the diamond when we get through it. Now, as a note, I usually get asked if this will work with other denominations, and I'm going to say no unless you can come up with an older style 20 or something that still has the portrait right there in the center. The newer bills, they've moved the portrait and it won't work. So we're going to start by folding lengthwise to the center. Give it a good crease. Do that on both sides. Give it a nice crease. Fold the entire thing in half, just like that. Give it a good crease. Unfold. And that center crease is basically just going to be a guideline for our next couple of folds. I'm going to take this and fold upwards at an angle, bringing this line to the center line we just created, just like that. Give it a good crease and do the same thing with the opposite side. Once you've done that, unfold it on both sides and do the same thing in the opposite direction. Just fold to the center, give it some good sharp creases. Fold to the center, give it some good creases. And once again we're going to unfold, and you can now see that you got all these lines and almost like a little diamond pattern in there with a big square in the center. And what we're going to do is use these lines that we just made. We're going to pinch in on the sides and squash it inwards. I've already done this one once, so it'll go pretty easy. You might have to fiddle with it just a little bit. You'll end up with something like that. Let me do that again just a little bit slower. So you'll have your creases going in each direction. Use those as your lines. Just pinch inwards and fold it down. Squash it flat. Once you've done that, take the remainder and fold it away from the center at that center line once again. So you go from this and fold it down just like that. The opposite side, we're going to do the exact same thing. Take the little diamond pattern, bring these 2 points together, and it'll start to fold, and then you just squish it flat. And once again, fold outwards from the center point. Now we have a really short looking dollar bill. If you turn it over, you'll see we have our Washington in a diamond. Flip it back over, and the next steps are what's going to hold this ring together. It's really pretty simple. We just take each section, these 4 little flaps, we're going to take each one as a different section and fold them in half to the center line. So we take this little rectangle here, we fold flat. It'll take part of that little crease we made before, that's fine. Have to crease it pretty good where there's multiple folds of paper. And we do the same thing on the other side. Just fold it in half to the center. Press it real good in the center. Give it a good crease. Turn it around, do the exact same thing. Fold lengthwise to the center on one side, and do it again on the opposite side. Once you get all that done, press them all flat, especially there in the center. That's something that looks like this. And that's basically all there is to it. Now, to make it into a ring, you simply turn it over where we've been working, open one side up just a little, fold the other side around, and place it inside unfold it, bring it around, so they're just basically tucked inside each other. Now, because of the way this one's constructed, it's not going to stay perfectly circle like all the others, it can actually come apart. Usually when you put it on a finger, it'll hold it pretty well, but if you want to, you can put a little tiny piece of tape there, and that'll hold it. And that's all there is to it. It's the Washington diamond ring.